इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट पढ़ेंगे कि हमारा इंट्रोडक्शन क्या है कि एटॉमिक एंड मॉलिक्यूलर फिजिक्स बेसिकली है कि तो इंट्रोडक्शन में पहला जो हम पढ़ने वाले हैं वो है हमारा स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी। ओके, तो स्पेक्ट्रोस्कोपी is that branch of physics which deals with the observation and interpretation of radiation emitted and absorbed by atoms and molecules and throws light on their structure. It provides information not only about the arrangement and motion of the outer electrons, optical spectroscopy, but also about the inner electrons, X-ray spectroscopy, and about the angular momentum, magnetic momentum, distribution of charge, and magnetism of the nucleus, study of hyperfine structure, nuclear magnetic resonance, etc. It was Sir Isaac Newton who originated spectroscopy by showing that a prism refracts blue light more than red light, thus forming a band of colors known as a spectrum. So today we know that the visible spectrum is a very small part of broad electromagnetic spectrum ranging from gamma rays to radio waves, the wavelength lambda and the frequency nu dash. So this is the main point, key point of this book, that frequency here is denoted by nu dash of a monochromatic wave are related as nu dash lambda is equals to nu, क्योंकि यहाँ पर जो nu है this is the wave number. Okay, then हम बात करते हैं हमारा where nu is the phase velocity in the medium. Okay, the phase velocity, sorry, this is not nu, this is v, sorry, it's just a slip of tongue, where v is the phase velocity in the medium. The phase velocity v of an electromagnetic wave in a medium is related to phase velocity c in vacuum by v is equals to c upon mu, where mu is the refractive index of the medium with respect to vacuum. The frequency of a wave remains unchanged as it propagates through various media. Hence, for vacuum equation 1, that is this equation, may be written as nu dash lambda vacuum is equals to c. For a dispersive medium, say air, we write nu dash lambda air is equals to v air is equals to c upon mu air. Then, thus, the frequency of the electromagnetic wave may be expressed as nu dash is equals to c upon lambda vacuum, which is equals to c upon mu air into lambda air. The wavelength in the visible part of the spectrum is measured in angstrom units, which is 1 angstrom is equals to 10 to the power minus 8 centimeter, which is equals to 10 to the power minus 10 meter, and which is equals to 10 to the power minus 1 nanometer. Infrared wavelength longer than 10,000 angstrom are measured in microns. This is denoted as micro or micron, which is 1 micron is equal to 10 to the power minus 4 centimeter, which is further equals to 10 to the power minus 6 meter, and which is further equal to 10 to the power 4 angstrom. Then a smaller unit is millimicron, that is millimicron, mu, which is 1 millimicron is equals to 10 to the power minus 7 centimeter, which is further equals to 10 to the power minus 9 meter, and which is equals to 10 angstrom. For the analysis of spectral lines, frequency is more fundamental than the wavelength because the frequency of monochromatic light does not alter in different media. However, frequency is numerically very large. For example, the frequency of visible light of wavelength 6000 angstrom is nu dash is equals to c upon lambda vacuum, which is equals to 3 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second. This is the value of speed of light divided by 6000 into 10 to the power minus 10 meter, which is further equals to 5 into 10 to the power 14 second inverse. That is, second inverse is a unit of is a hertz. Okay, which is the unit of frequency. Thus, in spectroscopy, wave numbers, the number of waves per meter or per centimeter rather than frequencies are usually employed. The wave number nu is the reciprocal of wavelength in vacuum and is expressed in centimeter inverse or in meter inverse, where nu is equals to 1 upon lambda vacuum, which is equals to 1 upon mu air into lambda air, which is equals to nu dash upon small c, which is speed of light. To find the wave number for a wavelength measured in air, we must first convert the wavelength in air to the wavelength in vacuum by multiplying it by the refractive index of air, so that wavelength, and then take the reciprocal value. Standard wave number tables are available for this computation. After Newton, Joseph Fraunhofer in 1814 observed dark lines in the solar spectrum. Soon after, Kirchhoff and Bunsen found such dark lines and similar bright lines in the spectra of stars and laboratory frames and sparks. This brought into picture two types of spectroscopy. First one is emission spectroscopy and the second one is absorption spectroscopy. Then, the main pieces of apparatus required in the study of spectroscopy are a light source, a dispersing device, and a receiver, that is eyepiece or camera. The ways of producing light for spectroscopic studies are temperature radiation and luminescence. Luminescence, which includes electroluminescence, chemiluminescence, fluorescence, and phosphorescence. In temperature radiation, the atoms and molecules of gases are excited by collision with other atoms and molecules at high temperature. The excited atoms and molecules emit light. We all know this. This occurs in flames in electric furnaces. In electroluminescence, atoms or molecules are excited by collision with electron or ions accelerated in an electric field. This occurs in all kinds of electric discharges, arcs, sparks, and Giesler's tube. In chemiluminescence, energy is set free in a chemical reaction and is converted into light. This phenomena takes place partly in flames. Photoluminescence, that is fluoroluminescence and phosphorescence, results from excitation of absorption of light. The light from source is focused on the entrance slit of a spectrograph, which disperses it and forms an image of the slit in this focal plane. Images in different wavelengths occur at different points along the focal plane. The succession of images of the entrance slit is called spectrogram. The main observation in the spectrogram are as follows. First one is monoatomic gases. Monoatomic gases, when heated in incandescence, give distinct bright emission lines. Polyatomic gases give bands composed of closely spaced lines, and very dense gases or solids give continuum. Second, a continuous spectrum seen through a cool gas shows absorption lines or bands. This means that a cool gas absorbs more continuous light, those very wavelength which it emits when heated. Third one is the position, that is wavelengths of spectral lines are characteristic of the atom or molecule which produce them. Fourth one is the intensity of a spectral line grows as the concentration of atoms increases. Fifth one is the intensities of spectral lines vary with the temperature of the source. A particular spectral line may serve as a standard of length. In 1907, the red cadmium line, that is 6,438 angstrom, was adopted. Then it was replaced by green lines, 5,460 angstrom of mercury isotope, that is Hg198, and in 1960 the orange line, 6,058 angstrom of krypton isotope, that is Kr86, was chosen. The wavelength of krypton orange line in vacuum is lambda vacuum is equals to 6057.802106 angstrom. As reliable light sources and wavelength standards became available in the second half of the 19th century, spectroscopists began to note irregularities in spacing of spectral lines. In 1870s, Leving and Dewar noticed that the spectral lines of various elements could be grouped into distinct series. In each series, the spacing and intensity decreases regularly towards shorter wavelength, until finally it became impossible to distinguish the individual line series limit. The various series in complicated spectra overlap. The individual line, the simplest is the hydrogen spectrum, is visible. Its visible part shows a single series, that is Balmer series, which starts in 6,563 angstrom in the red and proceeds toward a limited 3,646 angstrom in the violet. Besides this, there is a series in the ultraviolet, Lyman series, and a few series in the infrared and far infrared, Paschen, Brackett, and Fund series. Balmer 1885 discovered a formula predicting the wavelength of all the lines in the Balmer series, which is lambda is equals to 3646 n square multiplied by n square divided by n square minus 4, where n is equals to 3, 4, 5, etc. Subsequently, Rydberg found that Balmer formula was a special case of following more general wave number formula for hydrogen. Nu is equals to RH. This is Rydberg constant 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square, where n1 and n2 are positive integers, n2 is greater than n1, and RH is the Rydberg constant for hydrogen. From recent spectroscopic data, the value of RH is known to be 1,000, that is 1, 10, 100,000, 10,000 lakh, 1,96,077, 1,09,677. Subsequently, Rydberg found that Balmer formula was a special case of following more general wave number formula for hydrogen, where nu is equals to, this formula is nu is equals to RH 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square, where RH is the Rydberg constant and where n1 and n2 are positive integers, n2 is greater than n1 and RH is the Rydberg constant for hydrogen. From recent spectroscopic data, the value of RH is known to be 1,09,677.576 centimeter inverse, or this is 1,96,700. Again, I'm spelling it. 1,96,07,757.6 meter inverse. To obtain Balmer's formula, we set n1 equals to 2 and n2 is equals to 3, 4, 5 and so on. The series limit is derived by putting n2 equals to infinity. The above formula predicts all known series of hydrogen spectrum. We thus conclude that the wave number of the hydrogen lines can be expressed as difference of two terms of the form RH upon n square. The next simplest spectra are of the monovalent atoms of alkalis, lithium, sodium, potassium, which form the first column of the periodic table. The elements share many chemical properties, and this is attributed to the presence of a single valence electron in the outermost orbit. Spectroscopically, a typical alkali spectrum can be grouped into 4 distinct series. The strongest is the principal series, which, with the exception of its first member, lies in the ultraviolet. The other two sharpened diffuse series lie in the visible part, while the fourth one, the fundamental series, lies in the infrared region. Rydberg represented the wave number of the lines of a particular series by the formula nu is equals to RA Z square 1 upon n1 minus del 1 square minus 1 upon n2 minus del 2 square, del 2 whole square. These are whole squares, where RA is the Rydberg constant for a particular element A. Okay. Yeah, for a particular element A, n1 and n2 are positive integers, and this delta 1 and delta 2 are quantum defects, that is smaller than 1. The integer n1 is fixed for a particular series, while n2 is a variable integer. The line of an alkali spectrum under high resolution show a fine structure and are termed as doublets. The fine structure becomes more pronounced in the heavier elements. Again, we find that the wave number of the line can be expressed as a difference of two terms like RAZ square upon n minus delta square, that is n minus delta whole square. Next, in complexity beyond the alkalis come the divalent atom, that is beryllium, magnesium, calcium of the second column of the periodic table. The chemical similarity of these alkaline earths results from the presence of two valence electrons. In a typical alkaline earth spectrum, one can distinguish two distinct systems of line, a system of triplet and a system of singlet. Each system has a principal series, a sharp series, a diffuse series, and a fundamental series. Like alkali spectra, the fine structure become more pronounced in the heavier elements of the group. The spectrum of neutral helium resembles that of a divalent element, although the fine structure is much smaller. A singlet system is attributed to perihelium and the triplet system to the orthohelium. As we proceed to the element in the middle of the periodic table, the spectra become more and more complex and the grouping of lines into series become less pronounced. Still, regularities can be observed in complex spectra, and it is possible to express the wave number of any line as a difference of two terms. This fact has been expressed in the Rydberg-Ritz combination principle, which is as follows. The wave number of spectral lines can be expressed by the difference of spectroscopic terms in such a way that other differences of these terms also give the wave number of line in the same spectrum. Suppose in a spectrum, the wave numbers of the two lines are given as VA, that is nu A is equals to T2 minus T3 and nu D is equals to T1 minus T4. Then lines of the following wave numbers are expected to be found in the same spectrum. Nu B is equals to T2 minus T4 and nu C is equals to T1 minus T3. This means that constant difference exists between the wave number. Nu B minus nu A is equals to nu D minus nu C minus nu A is equals to nu D minus nu B. And in high temperature sources such as spark discharges, many atoms lose electron and are converted into ions. Such ions emit their characteristic spectrum. The simplest ionic spectrum is helium positive spectrum, which is hydrogen like, because because helium has two atoms and one atom has been removed from this outer electron. Helium atom has two electrons, and if one will be removed, then it will be remaining one electron, which is resemble as the hydrogen like structure. It can be represented by the same formula as for hydrogen, but the Rydberg constant RH is replaced by 4 RHE. Thus, for the He positive spectrum, we have nu is equals to 4 RHE 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. Other elements deprived of all but one electron also produce hydrogenic series, which can be represented by the general formula nu is equals to z square Ra 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square. Similarly, the spectra of alkali like ions such as Be positive, B2 positive, and so on have the appearance of an alkali spectrum. The line follows the pattern predicted by Rydberg formula, but with the substitution of z minus n plus 1 whole square Ra for z square Ra, where n is the number of electrons remaining in the atom. The modified formula is nu is equals to z minus n plus 1 whole square Ra bracket 1 upon n1 minus delta 1 whole square minus 1 upon n2 minus delta 2 whole square bracket close. So from this we draw a final conclusion. This conclusion is that the number of valence electron determines the qualitative character of a spectrum, that is the number of and type of series, whereas the net atomic changes affect quantitative details, that is the wavelength of the line in series. Wave number units, this is very important, so we need to focus on this as these are used in the numerical parts. So what it says, the wave number units are commonly used in spectroscopics as a measure of energy. When a single particle, that is atom or a molecule, emits light, the emitted light quantum will have an energy given by E is equals to h nu dash, Planck's photon theory, where h is Planck's constant and nu dash is the frequency of emitted light. यहाँ पर हमें यही चीज importantly जाननी है कि जो ये हमारा nu dash है, this nu dash is termed as frequency, is used here as frequency according to this book. But nu dash is equals to C into V, where V is the where nu dash is equals to C into nu, where nu is the wave number of the emitted light. Therefore, E is equals to hc nu. Substituting the known values up to 4 significant figures of the universal constant h and c and taking nu is equals to 100 meter inverse, which is equals to 1 centimeter inverse, we have E is equals to 6.626 into 10 to the power minus 34 joule second into 2.998 into 10 to the power 8 meter per second into 100 meter inverse, which will be solving, on solving we get 1.986 into 10 to the power minus 23 joule. So thus 1 centimeter inverse is equals to 1.986 into 10 to the power minus 23 joule per molecule. This is equation A. So now 1 mole contains, we all know that, equals to Avogadro number, which is 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecules, Avogadro's number. Therefore we can write 1 centimeter inverse is equals to 1.986 into 10 to the power minus 23 joule per molecule into 6.023 into 10 to the power 23 molecule per mole, which is equals to 11.962 joule per mole. Again 1 calorie is equals to 4.186 joule. Therefore 1 centimeter inverse is equals to 11.962 joule per mole upon 4.186 joule per calorie, which is equals to 2.858 calorie per mole. Thus 1 centimeter inverse is equals to 2.858 calorie per mole is equals to 2.858 into 10 to the power minus 3 kilocalorie per mole. That is equation B. We can also obtain interconversion between electron volt and centimeter inverse. We know that 1 electron volt is equals to 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule per molecule. Therefore 1 centimeter inverse is equals to 1.986 into 10 to the power minus 23 joule per molecule divided by 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule per molecule electron volt. On solving, we get 1 centimeter inverse is equals to 1.239 into 10 to the power minus 4 electron volt. This is equation number C, and this is equation number B. Okay. Then after that, or conversely, 1 electron volt is equals to 1.602 into 10 to the power minus 19 joule per molecule divided by 1.986 into 10 to the power minus 23 joule per molecule into 1 centimeter inverse. 1 electron volt is equals to 8066 centimeter inverse, and this is equation D. So from relation C and B we get, because these two are same, so that's why we can equate them. 1.239 into 10 to the power minus 4 electron volt is equals to 2.858 into 10 to the power minus 3 kilocalorie per mole. Okay, therefore 1 electron volt will be equal to, these will come in the dividend part, so 2.858 into 10 to the power minus 3 kilocalorie per mole upon 1.239 into 10 to the power minus 4. So 1 electron volt is equals to 23.06 kilocalorie per mole. This is the final conclusion from this overall introduction. The next part will be our this Bohr-Sommerfeld theory of hydrogen atom. So keep in touch. जो ये भी जो चीज़ें मैंने आपको एक्सप्लेन किया, वट एवर आई हैव एक्सप्लेन्ड टू यू, दिस इज़ वेरी, आई हैवंट एक्सप्लेन्ड, आई हैव जस्ट रेड द बुक because I just want to help out those who do not have money to purchase books, but they can study from this. They can read each and every lines for their future preparation for NET, GATE exams and all, because each line resembles a lot. That's why I'm also doing this, and I just helping out for you also. So please guys, subscribe my channel for more videos like these. Bye bye, take care.